When I'm lost, you pursue me. Lift my head to see your glory, Lord of all. So beautiful, here in you I find shelter, captivated by the splendor of your face, my secret place.
The Navigators is a collegiate ministry that is really focused on helping students grow in their relationship with God and make their faith their own. And so a lot of times when students come to college, they come from maybe a church background where their parents went to church, maybe not, but it's their opportunity to actually take their faith and make it their own and look at what the Bible has to say for itself and do some self-exploration, which is really important to us. And so that's what we try and help them do and assist them in.
The Navigators is a ministry group on campus, Christian ministry group run primarily by students, but there are a few staff members and a campus director that take care of some of the serious work with it.
Our Navigators motto, the short one, is to know Christ and to make Him known. And so when we look at the Bible, we see Jesus as the biggest part of that. The fact that we have a problem of sin and Jesus died for that, and that by accepting His sacrifice, that covers our sin and allows us to have a relationship with God. And then the Navigators' calling, which is kind of our longer statement, is what Brian talked about tonight, and that is to advance the gospel, which is the good news of Jesus, to advance the gospel of Jesus and His kingdom into the nations through spiritual generations of laborers living and discipling among the lost. And that's kind of our mission and vision of how we see this good news of Jesus dying for our sin and covering it, advancing into the whole world and letting everybody know.
So in this case, Jesus is likened to a boxer to us, or on our behalf. A boxer not deflecting the blows of an enemy, or not dodging and ducking out of the way, but rather a boxer absorbing punch after punch after punch.
My life has changed a ton. Just getting a chance to look at the Bible and the wisdom that God has, and just how much God changes your life when you let Him be a part of it. I can truly say that my life would not be as good as it is today if it wasn't for my relationship with God. I know my marriage wouldn't be as good. I know my relationships with my friends wouldn't be as beneficial. I would be a very different person, and I genuinely believe that.
Came into school planning on a degree in mechanical engineering, going on with the engineering stuff, but at a NAV event during my freshman year, I felt called to pastoral ministry. So that was a major life change going on there.
I feel like I'll give two different one-word answers. And so the first one I think of is Jesus. And I know that probably sounds like a really churchy answer, almost like a cop-out, but again, I mean, we believe that Jesus is the biggest thing that can happen in anyone's life. And so if I'm going to pick one word, it's going to be that, because we believe that, you know, He really did live and die on the cross, and that He really was God and man, and that just has a huge impact on our lives, and we can't change that. And I guess the other one-word answer I would say would be relationships. And so just relationship with God, relationship with other people. I really think that if you come around the Navigators, you're gonna meet people that care more about your life. If you give it some time, maybe not the first night, but you're gonna meet people that care more about your life. When I think of the Navigators, or just any church group in general, I think a lot of times people are really scared and intimidated to come, which I agree. I was in the same boat my freshman year. It was something that I thought, it's probably for other people or super religious people, it's not for me. But then when I kind of came to Greekside and saw what it was and got to know people, I realized it was a lot different. And so I think I would just encourage people, even if they feel intimidated, come and check it out for a couple weeks and just actually see what it's about and see what it's like. Interact with some people and start to build some relationships.
Just show up. It was probably the first month that I was there. I didn't know anybody, and I didn't really end up talking to anybody. Now some of my closest friends are in there. Oh, so many different people from so many different houses, different groups that I never would have met otherwise.